Let's walk through a very, very important concept as traders, and that is how do you deal with these high risk trades that we will all experience as traders. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of how many times is it going to happen. So when it does happen, I want to show you how you can handle it. And the good news on that front is it's actually a very easy solution. Unfortunately, very, very difficult to do. Now, when I say high risk trades, I don't mean in the sense of behaving as a degenerate and you're just out there with no strategy, running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I'm not saying it in that regard. I'm saying it actually more of a counterintuitive regard, meaning for the disciplined trader. How can a disciplined trader have high risk trades? It sounds like a contradiction, but it's not, as I'll show you here. And you need a couple different types of ingredients to it. But once you get those ingredients in place, it creates a very, very high risk situation. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you in theory. I want to walk you through a trade that occurred to me, and you'll see how this all plays out. So let's go to this my desktop, and you'll see the trade. It is a losing trade, and a little bit more context. It's a trade that I lost a little bit more than what I wanted to. Now, not like I blew up my account, but yeah, a little bit bigger than what I wanted to. And at the end, you'll hear the frustration in my voice of this trade. I'm also trading options, but that's besides the point because again, what I just want you to focus on is I'm a trader, and as a trader, I'm about to take a loss that's a little bit bigger than what I had hoped for.
Okay, I'm on best bid. In at 49.70. See what it wants to do here. Getting kind of jumpy. Let's see if we can get some sort of doji here. Trying to bounce. Let's try 49 now. I am in loss control mode. All right, I will pause so we don't have to sit here and watch this sideways action. Okay, maybe here. And I'm at 49. I've had enough of this. So this is one where I have been officially stuck. So let's try 47.50 here. Come on, just take me out. Goodness. So $220 loss on that one.
And you heard that at the very end. You could just hear it in my voice. I was frustrated. And it was simply a loss that was a little bit bigger than what I wanted it to be, which creates the first bit of frustration. So I'm now already frustrated because, took a loss, which, in and of itself, losing is always frustrating. Now, when it's controlled, not a big deal, but there is still some frustration in just taking a loss in general. But then it becomes taking a loss that's a little bit bigger loss than what you actually wanted. And then there's a third type of frustration that can just be the hammer in your face. And the hammer in your face is when this sort of thing happens. So right around here is where I got out of the trade for, again, a loss and a loss bigger than what I wanted. And I was in call options, meaning I wanted to see the price go up. And notice what happened essentially right away after I got out. Not only did the price kind of go up, it absolutely exploded up. And at this moment in time, your head as a trader is probably going to want to explode. I know mine did. My veins were probably sticking out just thinking, what? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Not only did I not need to take that loss, not only did I not need to take a bigger loss than what I even wanted in the first place, but then it snaps back up in my favor. Now, the best case to avoid these sorts of high risk situations is if the trade just would have plummeted, right? Because if it plummets, then I'm sitting there saying, good job, Clay. Yeah, it was a loss. Yeah, it was a little bit bigger of a loss than what I wanted, but wow, I'm glad I got out, Clay, because had you not gotten out, you would have gotten crushed. Look how far down it went. But when this happens, which you see here, when the price snaps in your favor, you are now in a very, very high risk situation. So that's what I mean by high risk. Not necessarily the trade itself per se, but just the outside variables that are now just trying to rub salt in the wound. And when this thing happens, you've got to understand that first off, it happens to everybody. Whether or not people want to share it with you is another story, but I assure you, it happens to all disciplined traders. So just realize that. But you also have to realize and acknowledge that you're a human being. You're going to be very, very frustrated. Maybe you've already had this happen to you before. So what is the solution? Well, as I said earlier, very easy. First thing you've got to do, walk away. And I mean that in a very literal sense. Walk away, take a walk. Now, if you're doing this and you can't quite walk away, then fine, close down your broker. I'm not saying you can't open it up again, but you've got to separate yourself. Take a walk or just shut down your broker depending on your situation. And come back 10, 15 minutes later. See how you're feeling. If you're still feeling like your vein wants to pop out of your head, then call it a good. Just be done for the day. The market's going to be here tomorrow. And you'll come back, fresh mind, get a good night's rest, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you come back, and you got to be honest with yourself, and you're like, no, that walk helped. Me, closing down my brokerage for a while, focusing on maybe some other work things or whatever. No, that helped. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, but it happens to everybody. It's going to happen again. So you know what, let's just go on. Now, if you can have more of an even keel, then fine. But you've got to be honest with yourself and you've got to get away from your computer. But if you've never experienced this, let me assure you, it sounds so easy. It sounds so anticlimactic as how to handle this situation, but it's very, very difficult because in the heat of the moment, you're going to want to throw that trade back on. You're going to want, and you just want to go at it. And that's the worst thing you can do. So recognize these high risk trades, these high risk situations that put you right on the edge of potentially going on tilt where you lose control and you start breaking rules and not even following a strategy. It's a very, very, realistic spot to be in because these are very, very frustrating situations to get out for a loss that was bigger than what you wanted and then to see the price go right in your favor in a big way. Oh, that's so, so frustrating. But like I said, happens to everybody.
Welcome to the club.
And you just got to acknowledge you're in a high risk situation and remove yourself from it. Come back, and if you still feel like you're irritated, then just shut it down for the day. That's how you handle it. So have you ever been here? Have you ever experienced one of these before? Let me know in the comment section. Do you have any good stories about how you didn't walk away and things spun out of control? We all love a good horror story, but you know what? Like I said, happens to us all, and you just got to handle it and got to be mentally strong to just walk away from the computer or shut it down. That's what's going to keep you in the game long term. So you're not alone. Happens to us all. And oh yes, it is frustrating, but it happens. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.